We put the Primo XL Kamado to the test a few months ago in our Kamado roundup, but we heard you loud and clear in the comments that you want more information and a deeper dive on this oval-shaped Kamado grill. Today, we're going to show you two-zone cooking, whether this can work with a fan controller or not, how it does with high heat searing, low and slow cooking. We've got it all, so let's get going. I'm David Gafford, and here at the Barbecue Lab, we test over 70 different outdoor cooking appliances every year to help you make educated buying decisions on where to spend your hard-earned money. Buying the gear that works best for you will help you enjoy the hobby from the beginning, and today we're putting the Primo XL under the microscope to see if it's the all-in-one outdoor cooker that you've been looking for. Let's start by taking a closer look at the XL. When you look at the Primo, it is definitely wider than it is deep. And when you open it up to look at the grates, you can see that this grate is 25 inches wide by 18.5 inches deep. Just the depth on this one alone is right around the size of all the other Kamados that we have in the roundup, but there are none that have 25 inches in grate width from left to right. The Primo comes with a grate gripper, which allows you to be able to pick up the grates quite easily. And if you look, you can see that these are half moon grates. The half moon grates make it quite easy to be able to work with half and half. And you can see that there are risers on the bottom, making it so it sits almost the exact same level as the opening. If you take out both of the grates and look below, it comes with an included deflector, and that deflector is half and half. So you can actually take out the right-hand side of the deflector, and if you take out the right-hand side, you can take out the support shelf as well, and you can see that you can go indirect on one side of the cooker and direct fire on the other half of the cooker. It is really nice in the space that you have a divider in the bottom to be able to separate the left half from the right half, especially with the fact that there is so much volume to be used up when you're cooking left versus right. If we take out the deflectors on both sides, as well as the support, you can see that we have a charcoal grate that is cast iron in the bottom. That cast iron charcoal grate has a divider, and you can pull the divider out so you can run it without a divider, or you can run it with a divider. So if you take out the cast iron grate, you can see it is quite heavy. And if you look below, you can see that there's a piece of ceramic on the bottom to give the ash something to drop onto so that the ash isn't sitting directly on the bottom of the grill the entire time. So to reassemble, you would simply take your charcoal grate, you would take your divider if you want to use it. The deflector grids go on after that. The deflectors themselves follow. And last but not least, the grill grates themselves. The Primo has an absolutely massive handle. I mean, this thing is huge compared to the others. It's made of metal, and it is quite substantial when you go to lift this thing. So a metal handle. If you look at the cart makeup as well, the cart is made up of a flat metal all around. And you can see that there are quite large casters on this in comparison to some of the others. If we start by looking at the air intake down here, the air intake is quite simple on this Kamado. You can actually open it up and you can close it. No secondary mesh vents, just a standard vent that you'll find here. The exhaust cap is cast aluminum, and you can see that it's as easy to move with one finger back and forth to open it and to close. And this also, when you go to open it, shows you multiple levels that you can open it. It doesn't just open the front, it also opens the sides and the back. This comes standard with side shelves, and you'll see that these side shelves are plastic, unlike many of the others that are stainless steel and or various woods. These are plastic side shelves, but they still hold quite a bit of weight. The Primo comes with a charcoal tool, and this is quite lengthy compared to most of the others that we have. I really like that this is stainless, and it's quite sharp. You can get the Primo XL for $22.99 as featured here, or if you're interested in just the grill to build it into an outdoor kitchen setting, that's available for $16.99. BBQ Lab 75 will help you save $75 on your purchase, so click the links below, use that code, and save some money. With any Kamado, one question that is very common is, can you use this with a controller fan like the ThermalWorks Billows? In order to install the Billows on this unit, you need to slide off the air intake door and put the adapter plate in place. Once you have that, you can slide the air intake door back on the unit and make it so you have just the input port for the billows. The billows is spring loaded, so you just put the 2 prongs inside and it will hold tight for you. We connected the billows to our ThermalWorks Signals 4-channel device, put an air temp probe on the grate itself to tell us what our grate temperature was, and set up the signals to run our grill using the billows controller. We wanted to run a test with the billows, so we decided to go ahead and do an overnight brisket cook on the Primo XL. We seasoned our brisket with our brisket rub that we've been developing here at the Barbecue Lab, put it on the Primo and set it to go overnight. The billows held temperature really well overnight, and we found that our brisket was at 170 degrees the next morning at about 10 a.m. We wrapped the brisket, put it back on the pit, turned the temperature up to 250 degrees, and we had an incredible brisket dinner that evening, made possible by the Primo XL and our ThermalWorks billows. So to answer the question, can you use a controller fan with this? Absolutely yes. It's time for the question of the day, and since we're really looking at all-in-one cookers, which is what Kamado style cookers are, my question for you is, the pellet grill is also an all-in-one cooker. It can grill, it can smoke, it can sear, it can go low and slow, same thing as a Kamado. So for anyone who's considering an all-in-one grill for their backyard, which way would you steer them? Pellet grill or Kamado? I want you to answer that question down in the comments below, and let's help some people who are adding to their backyard arsenal make some good educated decisions. On a cooker as wide as the Primo XL, it's only natural that you would look at 2-zone cooking as one of the ways that you utilize this unit. We decided to put this to the test with an entire value package of chicken wings that we picked up at our local grocery store on the left-hand side of the grill. We made sure to put the deflector plate in on the left-hand side and built the fire on the right-hand side. We got the fire nice and hot to about 400 or 450 degrees and then let that indirect 2-zone cooking take place. Over about a 45-minute cooking window, we found that these chicken wings were incredibly crispy and exactly the doneness that we were looking for. So this is a 2-zone cooking machine if I've ever seen one. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you'd like more content just like this. With any grill, we all want to know what the searing capability is of something that we're thinking about buying. During the chicken wing cook, we went and took a beef ribeye steak and put it in our sous vide set to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. We pulled the steak out of the sous vide bag and seasoned it liberally with our salt, pepper, and garlic rub. When the chicken wings were done, we went ahead and put a grate over that fire that was set up for 2-zone cooking, and now we had a 450 degree direct fire to sear that ribeye. We didn't have any problem getting a really nice sear on that steak, and it just proves that 2-zone cooking is the perfect springboard for some great searing afterwards. It's time for some final thoughts on the Primo XL, and I really think for me it all boils down to one thing, and that is that we've tested 8 to 10 Kamados this year here at the Barbecue Lab, and I had the choice of what I could install in my outdoor kitchen, and the Primo XL was one that I decided on. I really like that this Kamado is made in the USA, and that was a deciding factor for me. The second major factor as to why I installed this in my outdoor kitchen is because of the width of the grate. In almost any other Kamado brand, I would have to cut a rack of ribs in half to put just one rack of ribs on the grill. Here on the Primo XL, I don't have to do that. I have the width to cover it. The same thing with a full packer brisket. I can't fit a full packer brisket on most Kamado brands, but on the Primo XL, I can, and that's a huge factor for the way that I cook. The third thing is the fact that I have a divided charcoal basket that I can utilize. I can build a fire on just one side of the grill, put all of my food on the other, and 2-zone cooking is very, very easy with this Kamado. An added benefit to that divided firebox is if I'm doing a very small cook, I can only light up one half of the Kamado and cook on just that smaller half, saving charcoal and maximizing my space with this unit. The one thing that I will say that we struggled the most with on the Primo XL was getting it into that spot in the outdoor kitchen. We called over our small group of guys that come and do some outdoor cooking here at the Barbecue Lab once a week, and I asked them to put it in an incredibly tight spot in between our gas grill and our pellet grill in the outdoor kitchen, and they helped us get it done, but that was not an easy task. if you're going to be ordering the Primo XL, make sure you have some help when it arrives to get this thing moved anywhere. So the question remains, who is this grill the best for? I think it's really the best for someone who wants an all-in-one grill that can really do everything. It can sear, it can go low and slow, it can two-zone cook, it can smoke, it can roast. There's all of the things that you see in the all-in-one grills, but it does it in such a way that really beats that circular form factor that you see in 99% of all of the other Kamado grills on the market. For those people who want a true all-in-one and don't want to limit the width of the protein that you put on the grill, this is the horse you want to ride. Remember, if you're thinking about making a purchase, you can save $75 on your purchase over at Barbecue Guys with the code BBQLAB75. Just put that code on there and you can save yourself some cash. However, if you still haven't decided which Kamado grill is right for you, I want you to go check out the Kamado Roundup that we did just a few months ago on the channel, where we compared 8 different Kamado style grills to see which one is the best for your hard-earned money. I'm David Gafford from the Barbecue Lab. Behind the camera is my lovely wife, Melissa. I want to thank you so much for joining us today, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.